Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio. So today, we're going to be looking at a deck I've been trying to look at for a couple of weeks now, but would you believe it? There's just been too many new cards and fun news to talk about instead. But today, it is time to talk about one of my favourite new decks that I have seen literally in months. It is Zachary Kreckler's Metal deck from the London International Championships. Now it got second, losing to Tord Reklev's Golisopod Zoroark in the final, but this is a wonderful, wonderful deck, and even better than that, it involves a whole bunch of cards that are just brand new. This was the first weekend where Crimson Invasion was legal for tournament play, and this deck has Crimson Invasion written all over it. So it starts off with Silvally GX. Silvally GX is brilliant. It's got 210 HP, which is quite a bit. It gives free retreat to all of your basic Pokemon, which is a phenomenal ability, and for free colourless energy, meaning you can use double colourless, it does 120 damage and attaches a basic energy from your discard to one of your benched Pokemon. And it's got a really good GX attack that people overlook. Free colourless energy, 50 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I've played a lot of Silvally online. I've watched a lot of people play Silvally, including at this tournament. People walk into this GX attack all the time. It's the same GX attack that Lycanroc has, the Midnight form, and it happens there as well. People do not control their bench well enough, they play too many Tapu Lele, and this becomes amazing. And the combination of this GX attack, all of your basics having free retreat, and being able to do decent damage while accelerating energy really does make this a great Pokemon. Now, as a starting Pokemon here, you've got Registeel, and regular viewers will know I adore Registeel. He is my boy. You can use Iron Head for 90 damage, though there's no Regi, so you don't do any healing. Really, here it's all about Turbo Arm. 30 damage will be enough to just straight get a KO on a Ralts or an Alolan Vulpix. And even if you're not getting a KO, you're doing a bit of damage and you're accelerating energy. And in this deck, you're accelerating energy when you attack with Registeel. You're accelerating energy when you attack with Silvally. It is so much fun. And then we bring in Celesteela. Now, I'm going to do a video about Celesteela, really looking at whether it's going to be around to stay in the near future. But for the time being, Celesteela was not played in this deck because it's some absolutely stunningly, amazingly, game-breakingly great card. It was played because it's a big, bulky Metal GX. It's a basic Metal GX and it's okay. Rocket Fall will get a one-hit KO on a Gardevoir as long as you're playing a Choice Band, and Gardevoir was everywhere in London. Blaster GX is pretty good because you get a one-hit KO on a Zoroark GX or a Golisopod GX, and you get to look at your prizes as well. Fun rule in Query, you flip your prizes before you take them, you resolve the attack before you take your prizes, and you've got to flip your prizes here to resolve the attack. So if you knock out a GX using Blaster GX, and you should, then you do get to choose the prizes you take thereafter. Celesteela is not some amazing card. It's not a card we look at and go, oh my goodness, yes. But it's a decent, basic Metal GX. It's the best one we've got. And that's what's so weird about Celesteela. It's just not that good a card. But it does exactly what we need it to do. There is a Genesect DX in here. Genesect can be used as an attacker. The attack Rapid Blaster is alright, although it's expensive, and even with accelerating energy with Registeel and Silvally, it still takes a while to build up. But really here it's the ability Drive Change. What you get to do is just pop any tool you like onto Genesect, and then at any point during the game you can grab it back when you need it. Silvally really needs fighting memory here to take out Zoroark. You don't want to play a Sycamore and get rid of that fighting memory, so you pop it on a Genesect, later in the game you can pick it up and off you go. Kartana GX is quite a fun one. The ability just discards a special energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. And with Zoroark everywhere relying on double colourless energy, this is pretty good. And I like Blade GX. Now the main attack here isn't particularly good, it doesn't hit any good numbers. Celesteela is just better. But in terms of Blade GX, you just get to take a prize. Now it doesn't advance your board position, so you've got to be careful here. But what it does do is it allows you to take a prize. Which means if you've got one prize remaining, it may as well just read, win the game. Oranguru's here because you can draw until you got 3 cards in your hand, that's pretty good. Tapu Lele's here because Wonder Tag allows you to grab your supporters out, that's pretty good. And then you've got a Dhelmise. Dhelmise is a card I have loved since it came out, although I also love it in the video game, and my video game loving friends tell me it's not as good as I think it is. But it allows you to do 10 more damage with all of your metal Pokemon. And sometimes this is the difference between getting a KO and not getting a KO. If we take something like, I don't know, let's go Celesteela. Celesteela only does 180, you need to do 190 to KO a Turtonator GX, that's alright, Dhelmise has got your back. I could keep going, but the point is, it's just there to do that extra 10 damage, and there's plenty of times where that's incredibly useful. In terms of energy here, 4 double colourless, because it's useful for Silvally. We'd play more if we could, but we can't. And 10 metal energy, because we're playing 4 Max Elixir. Max Elixir lets you look at the top 6 cards of your deck. If you find any basic energy, you can attach it to a benched basic Pokemon. We're playing 10 metal energy here, because we've only got room for 10. Playing 10 means we'll probably only hit 2 or 3, and in a lot of games we won't hit 3. Well, you know what? Best we can do, ladies and gentlemen. Can't play any more because we don't have any more room. Sorry about that. And then we get into all of the trainer cards. For Professor Sycamore, 3N, they are your go-to drawing cards. They are the cards that are best at drawing you cards, giving you consistency in your deck. For Sycamore, 3N. Why not a 4th N? Space. This is an aggressive deck that tries to set up and smash quickly, so if you got to drop a Sycamore or an N, you drop an N. 3 Guzma, because Guzma lets you KO bench Pokemon from your opponent. Again, we'd like a 4th, space is an issue. 2 Ace Roller here. Now, we're not going overboard with Ace Roller like some decks do. You got to pick up a damaged Pokemon. Problem is you lose the energy attachments, and in this deck you're playing Silvally, which is an evolution, and takes 2 energy attachments. And then you've got Celesteela, which takes 2 energy attachments. There aren't that many single energy attachment Pokemon here, so Ace Roller resets your board, puts you back a couple of turns. You don't get that same level of healing that you do in a Golisopod deck where it's a single energy attachment. It's still a great card, but you can't rely on it like you can in some decks, so we only play 2. 1 copy of Bridget, because turn 1 you Tapu Lele for a Bridget and get all your basics out. That's what we do at the moment in the Pokemon trading card game. It may be prized, and in 10% of your games, expect it to be prized. Hopefully in those games you won't need it, because again, I've already told you over and over again, we want more energy, we want more Guzma. This is a deck where we want more cards, we've got to make some cuts. Second Bridget is a luxury, and it might cost you the odd game or 2, but we're playing best of 3. Zachary figured he could afford to lose the odd game or 2 by not having a turn 1 Bridget. 4 Ultra Ball, because it's the best Pokemon search we've got, so you got to play 4 of them. 4 Max Elixir, you're going to fail 1 or 2 of these a game, maybe more. But as I've said, these are not Pokemon that have single energy attachments. These are Pokemon where you need to get your energy out. And unfortunately, when you're playing those kind of Pokemon, you need some acceleration. Registeel's good, but it doesn't do enough damage. Silvally is good, but it's got a bad weakness to stuff like Gallade and Buzzwole, and sometimes it's just not accelerating energy fast enough. You need as much extra energy in this deck as you can possibly get your hands on. That's where Max Elixir comes in. 2 Field Blower here, maybe you're getting rid of your opponent's float stones, but remember that Garbodor is a big thing at the moment, and it was in London, and, well, to be perfectly honest with you, that ability of Silvally that just gives you free retreat is huge. You're largely playing basic Pokemon. Having free retreat on all of them is just amazing. You want to keep that. Field Blower gets rid of Garboda's tool and gets it back. One rescue stretcher just because you need to recover some Pokemon occasionally. Free Choice Band because Choice Band does extra damage to EXs and GXs and it's amazing. And 2 Fighting Memory because here we're worried about Zoroark. That was one of the big fears coming in. You needed an answer, and this gives you an answer. Now, it's quite interesting to note here that Zachary played no Psychic Memory. And Psychic Memory gets a one-hit KO on Buzzwole. Why no Psychic Memory? You don't need it. You can beat decks like Buzzwole without it here. And as I keep saying, this is a deck where you are really short of space. So you know what? Some things have got to be cut. Psychic Memory got cut. I love this deck. I adore Registeel. And I love seeing new decks that use new cards right as those new cards become tournament legal. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about me. I want to hear your guys' opinions. So let me know in the comment section. What do you think about this deck? Do you think it is still good? Go nuts! Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, you can do so by going to patreon.com/PTCG Radio. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.